Everybody's got an idea for how to build the world's perfect compost bin. Everybody's idea pales in comparison to this one. Trust me, this is the easiest compost bin to build, and it's very functional, and you'll see after we get it built, we'll show you a couple of reasons why it's easy to load and unload this compost bin. First of all, this is a very inexpensive compost bin to build. I was just at the home center, and in the bargain rack, you can always find these little pieces of wood, sort of end piece cutoffs, and I believe these were 39 cents a piece. And I bought 13 of them. I might not even need all of those. So I have about $4 worth of wood. I also bought some fence posts. These are the short little green, they're called U posts because they're shaped like the letter U. These little U posts are about $1.25 a piece at the home center. And then you need a section of fence. Now I bought a big section of fence in order to make several compost bins a couple of years ago, and the whole spool was about $14. And when you make one compost bin, you use about 1/5 or so of the spool. So we got about $4 or so, $3 worth of wire, and we're going to stretch that out and cut the wire off to length in order to go around our compost bin. We'll come to that in a minute. Now, in order to build it, it's very simple. The first thing we do is find the spot where we want to put our compost bin. You probably don't want it right out in the middle of your yard like we're building today, but this is just for an example for you. You're probably going to tuck it back in the corner somewhere near your garden where it's easy to access the compost bin, and it's kind of tucked out of the way so it's not super sightly. A compost bin isn't ever going to be the most beautiful part of your yard. First thing you're going to do is stick that first post in the ground and just pound it in until you get to the depth of your wire. So when you hold the wire up next to it, you want to pound it in so it just gets to the height of that wire. Now, right beside it, we're going to take one of our boards and lay one of our boards perpendicular to it so the U channel is going this direction. We're going to take another post and pound in right beside that board. So we're a board's width apart between these two posts. Now, once you get these posts in, you're going to put one more post at the back of your compost bin, and whatever depth you want that compost bin to be. You also will notice that these posts have little tabs sticking out. You want to put the tabs so that the tabs are facing outwards. Okay, now we're going to wrap our wire from one fence post, hook it on the tabs as you come around the back. See the little tabs stick out from the fence post. Once you get it wrapped around there, you can use your pliers to bend those tabs over nice and tight. You're just going to come to the first post here. When you get to the right depth, use your wire cutter and cut it off. It doesn't really matter how long the wire is going around the post, just so it gets from one side to the other. Again, hook the wire in the little tabs. Once you get it hooked in, you can push in with your pliers or a hammer, and it holds it nice and tight. You'll see the ones at the bottom are turned upside down. Bend these little ends of the wire around your post. So it's really important that a compost pile has good air circulation. You can see all the holes in this wire are going to give us great air circulation. It's also really important that you have easy access to a compost bin. Usually you're coming up to it with a wheelbarrow full of stuff. It's really hard if you have to take a shovel and shovel everything out of your wheelbarrow up over the edge into your compost bin. And then it's really hard if you have to get in your compost bin and shovel everything back out. So having a long door in front makes it real easy to access. You can start out by just putting a couple of boards in the bottom of your door, and then you can add to it as the compost bin fills up. Now, in order to keep the boards squeezed between the posts, you're going to want to put a little piece of wire through here and wire the top of these two posts together. But wire them just the same width apart as the width of your board. When you get to about this height or so, you can still get right up to it with your wheelbarrow. Put the top of your wheelbarrow over the top, lift it up and dump right into the bin. As you get a little bit higher than this, you can actually put one board in front, and this lets you run your wheelbarrow right up in front of the compost bin. Just put your wheel of your wheelbarrow right up that center, put the edge of the wheelbarrow on here, and tip it up and dump it into your compost bin. So it allows you to fill this up real easily, real quickly. When you go to empty the compost bin, you just slide these boards out as you need to, shovel the compost out and shovel it into your wheelbarrow, wherever you're going with it. It makes it really easy and convenient. And this whole compost bin costs under $10 and literally takes you 5 or 10 minutes to build. So it couldn't be simpler, and it's not unattractive. If you wanted to, you could stain or paint the boards and really make it look fancy. But usually it's tucked out of the way anyway. And who really cares what your compost bin looks like? As long as it's effective and it works, that's the important thing.